We've comforted each other countless times and confided our deepest, most tender thoughts. We've sobbed into pillows and stroked each other's backs. We've always been there for each other in our own ways. Jane's ways usually involving kicking some ass. For example, there was a girl in the 6th grade that I just didn't like for some reason. I was probably jealous of her or something. But she'd never really done anything bad to me. But one day I must have mentioned something bad about her in Jane's presence. And the next day at school, she went up to this gal and gave her ponytail a sharp, definitive tug. And I'm pretty sure her face looked something like this while she did it. And she was sent to the principal's office, but they never did get out of her the reason for this unprovoked attack. To this day, if I'm upset with someone, Jane will half seriously ask if I'd like her to go pull their hair. We've also driven each other crazy. I don't think I've been chased by any other human being brandishing a belt like a whip. And I won't mention the incident where I brandished a carving knife. Just to keep it fair. We just feel things really deeply. And yet, despite all this drama, and I'm not referring to the community theater, which there was that as well, as you may have guessed earlier in the evening.
The whole family
was involved in some community theater at various times. But despite all of the scrapping and intensity, we have never wanted anything more than to spend the rest of our lives in one another's presence, to raise our families together on the same piece of land and call it our home, to plant our tiny seeds together, and can tomatoes together, fill our larder with things we've made and grown together, to lie down in our very own field, and in the words of Wendell Berry, feel above us the day-blind stars waiting with their light, and for a time rest in the grace of the world and be free. Well, 12 years ago, when Jane and Ryan and I fell in love, Ryan accepted the fact that this was a package deal very graciously, and in true form for Jane and Paul's first real date, she invited him home to meet the rest of her. Not only were Ryan and I present, but so were the kids, the dog, and some of our surrogate family members, the bears. And I guess this gang of people, combined with Jane's incredible good looks and ridiculously fantastic personhood, proved to be a bit nerve-wracking for Paul. He arrived looking extremely well-kempt. Extremely, in a button-up shirt, collared shirt, and a preppy V-neck sweater.
Professor Kearsley.
No deodorant, though.
No.
That's going a little too far.
Right.
He hasn't looked so fancy to this day until today.
All right.
Yes. I don't think he actually smiled the entire evening. And afterward, Jane asked me what I thought. And after, I said, "Oh, he's really nice and smart." La, la, la. This was literally my response. I said, "I mean, I don't know. He seems really serious. Like, do you think he's weird enough for us?" And literally within 5 minutes of our next encounter, Paul put those fears to rest, like in the grave, forever. Because Paul is a true weirdo, and I'm totally in love with you. And you're the perfect addition to our very bizarre family. And you're such the perfect man for my fierce little redhead little sister.
Yeah.
Our mom and dad, as was mentioned earlier, always told us to find a man who loved kids and animals. Nailed it! And Dan and Justin, I'm talking to you here. Nobody beats Paul at animal trivia. Ever again. Okay? No. And I'm willing to do some hair pulling of my own if necessary, so just keep that in mind.
Good luck.
Likewise, Paul is the Pied Piper of kids. They flock to him. And it's not just because he's insanely fun or because, as Finley says, he is a genius. He says, my uncle is a genius when he talks about you. And will literally, Paul will literally build an actual working robot out of junk with a kid, in an afternoon, if Finley or Maddie asks him to. Or Angus, or various other children that he finds on the street. That find him on the street, that come to his call. No, it's not because of all of that. I mean, it is because of all that, but even more than that, it's because, apparently we're on the same brainwave here, it's because you are good to the core.
Yeah.
You are a very, very good man indeed.
Yeah.
And a good man is hard to find, and I'm so glad that Jade found you. Because Jade is a very good woman. She's fiercely loyal, loving, thoughtful, and kind. She's incredibly competent, smart, and possesses a vast array of skills that some have called intimidating, pole saws, etc. Yet, she is compassionate and observant, often noticing when someone is upset or out of sorts before they are even aware of it themselves. Earlier this week, it was truly profound to sit in a circle of women who love Jane and to hear over and over and over again how deeply she's touched their lives with her care. And Paul, you have a similar way of leaving a legacy in your wake. How many countless lives you both have touched with your skill, your knowledge, and your goodness. I'm so overjoyed with your union. That's an understatement. And Paul, I'm so excited not only to welcome you to the family, but to spend the rest of my life with you! Although I am a little concerned about my grocery bills from this day forward.
Right. We'll plant some trees.
We'll grow some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, some plums. I wish the both of you every happiness